All right, we're starting to accumulate a bit of trash here to go out. We're waiting on a skip to get rid of a whole bunch of this. And we are about to, well, I mean, I guess in some ways we already have, begin the demolition of the bathroom here. So here's what we have at the moment. Needs a bit of a clean, but that's okay because we're going to rip everything out. So, yep, demolition time. We have the builders coming this week on, I think it's Wednesday or Thursday, to start measuring up. So we need to clean this out. All right, progress is being made. We have the toilet out. We've got most of the things off the walls now. And yeah, time to get stuck into a few more bits and pieces. I think the sink is probably the next, that basin and the cupboard underneath. Not sure if I'm going to take the radiator off or not. I would require a bit of effort to plug it. It's also a little bit smelly in here now with that thing out. It's kind of gross. Anyway, we keep pushing on. And there you go, we're really progressing now. We've managed to get the sink out. I've got to tap off those there. All good fun because these ones were easy. Had a guess, managed to get the right size connector. That was female, but these ones here are, which are dripping down here, are male. So I have to go back and get the connectors. At least I now know the size. The next one is to tackle that heater. And then, you know what? It's going to be time to rip the tiles off the wall. And I think we have liftoff. The supports have just come out from underneath. Yeah, you can see the boat moving now. I'm surprised he's staying on the top, to be honest. I really thought, the other two guys got off, I really thought he'd get off too, but... yeah, it's hanging in the air. Here we go, she's swinging out over the canal now. We're going to wander down the side of the Xenix here and take a closer look. Makes sense. I guess in my mind I thought it would go in the same way that it was sitting, but it makes much more sense that it rotates around like that. He's still happily sitting up the top there. Alright, I can see them on the side trying to pull the ropes to slow the rotation. There we go. And that's it. Here she comes. Yeah, we've got to slow down now because we've got to push the bow out. Go. Splash down. That, just like that, she's back in the water. Little bit of a random collection of things. This is all the trash off the boat, the demo that's going to go on the skip. The furniture here was removed on Wednesday morning by the shipyard. Right now the guys are actually using the sandblaster without sand to dry the boat in order to paint it. Martin here is working on the electricity panel. And then I think, yeah, here's just some pictures of the guys working down in the engine room. It's, you know, there's a lot that's been going on. They pulled out a ton of old cabling. Here's our new batteries waiting to go down into the engine room. They've been loading them off the side dock. And now Delfine in her new second coat of primer in the grey. Furniture being pulled out. This is the dishwasher and the oven to go and be lifted out by the shipyard. They're going to keep those. And yeah, just everything is cruising along. it was such a hectic, crazy busy week last week. It's taken me all this time to catch up. Guys here now are popping up the Quattro, fairly heavy job. This is the place that we ended up selecting for it. So yeah, just enjoy. It's a huge update in terms of what's happened this week on Delfine. Sorry it's taken so long to get the video out. Right, so you can see the new Quattro has gone in over there, 8,000 watt inverter. There's been a lot of discussion about things here with Martin. The electrician, Electro Zealand, can highly recommend. They've been fantastic. You know, basically a lot of what we're doing is just pulling out old systems. So there's various things as a whole over there in that cabinet. I can't move at the moment because normally the access to the engine room is through the stairs or the ladder that I just came down, but they've been coming in through the roof, and so they've stacked boxes here in this corner. It's fine, it'll clear up soon. Oh man, yeah, it's a bit tight. You know, we've kept 2 of the old batteries, which will become new engine starter batteries. They're running new cables. They're doing really neat work up there on that wall. Yeah, we've cut out, there were old battery containers down here. They've gone. We've got these new, you can't see it here anywhere. I don't know where he's hidden it. Anyway, there's new battery containers. You can see the new batteries sitting down here. And yeah, it's all coming along. It's really, I think what I'm most impressed with and what I'm really enjoying is that they're thinking about what they're doing. They're thinking about, and this is absolutely critical. If you've got a boat or any kind of system, you want people that think about, how am I going to maintain this again in the future? You know, we had 2 battery, I guess, you know, containers there, and Martin came back, he's like, you know, I can't put the battery there. He said, if I put the battery in, it'll go in, but it'll never come out again. It's just too hard to maintain. So absolutely agree with him. We've had to try and find the best solution. As we're doing the install, once we'd cleared out the corner there, we did debate putting the Quattro round in the corner. Would have been quite a neat solution, but then we'd have to put the engine batteries somewhere else. And so we debated, you know, could we put them over there? But that would reduce access to the keel cooler and then also up to the prop shaft beyond there. And so, you know, it's when you're working in a, I mean, this is not limited, right? Like, it's not limited like our boat, Matilda, but it's still limited. And so when you're working with limited spaces, you have to make decisions as you go. Yeah, but the guys are doing a great job. Really excited to see how this comes along. With a little bit of luck, we should get at least shore power hooked back up again tomorrow. So here we are, end of day on Wednesday. No, Thursday. End of day Thursday. There is no washer and no dryer here. They've been pulled out. There was a heap of stuff in this room. It's all been cleared out. All the water on the floor there. We've properly sealed off these taps now. And yeah, things are progressing at pace. We've had the builders in here today measuring. Nothing's changed in here. All the furniture that was here has gone. I have demolished this, which is a shame, but you know, we needed access because the sofa is going to go here and it's going to be built in. Builders needed to be able to measure that. A little bit of a delay with the stairs. They can't measure that until we cut the hatch. We're still trying to find a supplier for the hatch, so that's on us. Wow, whole bunch of kitchen has disappeared. Again, allowed them access to build. Also, you know, we had the guys from the shipyard to come in and take some things off. You know, they live here, they use it. So, you know, they've taken the old refrigerator, the dishwasher, and the oven and stove. But, you know, needed to happen. Come up here, you know, lots has changed. The floor's up here at the moment because they've been accessing the engine room. That's the electricians. And then down in the stern cabin, we go down here. You can see the bed's gone. Interesting space. You can see all the angles in here. The builder basically, and correctly, essentially gave up and said, I can't measure this. We're just going to build it on here on site bit by bit. That's the correct answer. The cabinets in the kitchen and things, they're going to prefab and bring those in, but here, yeah, they're going to have to do it here. I've started taking out the shower and things in here. I'll get to the tap tomorrow because the electricity's off, the power's off. So there you go. Let's take a quick look down the engine room. Obviously, also the other thing that happened this week was they have finished the decks. So yep, all looking great. A lot of work been going on under the helm as well. Let's see, can I get under here? Yeah, you know, so there goes a coffee cup. You know, we've been pulling out old panels and systems that we don't need, cleaning up some of the cables. You know, Martin is great at basically looking at something, tracing it and saying, you know what, this is old, you don't need it. It's a bit of a mess under here. It's getting better though. And yeah, we're really making some great progress. So I'm super happy with all of that. This panel is being reconfigured as well. You can see this is where the feed comes up from the engine room, which is just below us. So the guys have been coming in and out up here, which is why the stairs down there is blocked off with their stuff. But that's it, here we are. Everything is coming along. It's been a crazy hectic start to the week. I think I am starting to look forward to Christmas. Oh, and Karina was a hero today. She went out to the Chandlers to pick up a couple more fenders for us, another couple of bits that we need. So, you know, she had to go out this rather dreary and cold Belgian day. One thing I've noticed here in Belgium is that everyone loves talking about the weather. So we come as soon as it's raining, they're all, welcome to Belgium. Yeah, it's a novelty. It is very grey though. All right. A small job, but one I'm proud of. The last holes in the deck closed off, new ventilators being installed. Martin was able to lend me some tools so that I could tap the holes properly. Here's the bollard starting to be covered. We'll talk about that again in a little bit. And now, as of the weekend, you can see the batteries under the Quattro in their battery box. And then upstairs, we've got a control panel functioning, not yet fitted. I think I'd mentioned it, but because of the rust that's appearing behind these bollards, because they're actually not sealed, you can sort of see down there, it's become necessary to box these in. The other thing is that the deck here underneath the bollards, which obviously needs to be a strong part of the boat because it's where we tie up and where it takes the weight of the boat and slows it down when you're not doing things properly, like here when you stop it with the motors. But you can see there's a massive rust hole at the back there. There's a lot of rust behind the bollards. It's hard to keep them clean. So the solution is put in this box. I'm going to box them in. This will be welded in, welded beneath, and that's going to give it structure, it's going to give it strength, and it's going to help keep it clean. So the guys have built or bent this piece to this shape here, and they're going to do the same on the other side over there. And yeah, that's what's happening. All right, so quick update. At the end of Monday, we have demolished half the kitchen. Probably going to stop there for the moment because we can use it a little bit. You can see the library over there is gone. The shelf up the top here is gone. All of the floorboards and the underlay have gone all the way down here. Everything in here. That bathroom's still largely intact. We've started these. The black boards are going to go into the wheelhouse and the console for the controls and things. And yeah, a lot of welding going on at the front. This bathroom here is largely completely demolished. And they're got to get stuck into, what are we doing next? We've got to get stuck into pulling out the tiles. So yeah, lots and lots going on. Oh, and of course down the back, Karina's been very busy. We've taken out a lot of stuff down the back, but also we have, she's pulled up the floorboards, removed the underlay, so we're ready to start demolishing the bathroom and a couple more walls, but that's really coming along. And our skip arrived, ta-da, and we've filled that with rubbish. So yeah, things are cruising. In things you don't expect to do, we have a safe that we threw under a seat, and when we did, the batteries fell out. We could no longer open it and the keys didn't work. So yeah, this afternoon I had to break into that with the angle grinder because we had almost €1,000 stored in there. It's handy having cash in a shipyard. So we managed to do it without burning the money, but it's been a huge week. That brings us up to speed at the end of Monday. Thanks for watching.